I represent the Jersey City Education Association, and I have done so for approximately 45 years. It is rare that I appear before the convened board. However, I have come to report that the system is broken. For the past 40 years or so, the administration and the JCEA have worked together to better the lot of the public school children. Of course, we've had bumps in the road. We've had strikes, we've had disagreements, but they always worked out. Never in my experience, first as a teacher in this school system, and now as the attorney, have I been made aware of so many frustrated, disillusioned, and angry teachers. Among their complaints are telephone calls to their homes by school administrators at all hours of the night, bullying by principals. At PS 34, the principal was removed and reassigned. The staff at that time felt relieved because the principal that was removed was petty, spiteful, and not otherwise supportive of his staff. However, in his place, there is now an acting principal who pays no attention to the contract between the JCEA and the board, and who is disrespectful of his staff, vindictive to his staff. We had a meeting some 2 weeks ago with that principal and representatives of the board and representatives of the JCEA, and we thought we had things worked out. Ron mentioned that today 3 teachers were pulled out of their classrooms, accused of striking children without any basis in fact, without having talked to any of those teachers, just randomly and arbitrarily pulled out of their classroom and had this allegation made against them. I have received petitions submitted to the JCEA by teachers who are afraid to come to school, not because of their job, but because of the administrator or administrators. We had a long talk about bullying earlier. It would be interesting to take a census of the teachers and who can tell you that they are being bullied by administration. Attempts to remedy conflicts between principals and the staff through the central office have failed. Most of the time, calls by me are not even answered. Negotiations, which has not been mentioned tonight, have been going on for over a year. And we are no closer to a resolution than we were when we started. Finances have not yet been discussed. At Infinity Institute, and I thank the young lady for her very nice and informative speech, we have among the most successful and academically achieved students in the city. Yet the administration at that school constantly harasses the staff to the point where successful teaching tactics are being undercut by the administrative directives, which often are outside of the accepted and adopted policies, curriculum policies and curricula of this board. One of the most troubling situations that I have come across is when a teacher is charged with allegedly striking a child, assaulting a child, or otherwise violates the state statutes dealing with child abuse. That teacher is summarily removed from the room. The students are denied the benefit of a regular teacher. Sometimes there's a substitute, oftentimes there's not a substitute. The investigative agency of DIFAS, institutional abuse, is against that system. I don't know why it goes on. People are put up in the rubber room, as it's called, without anything to do. The students are suffering. There's a break in the continuity of instruction, and the teacher suffers at the end, and the students suffer at the end. As recently as this afternoon, a teacher came into my office complaining about a parent in the room who was harassing the teachers. Nobody did anything about it. That person continued to harass the teachers without any aid from security, without any aid from administration. I see I'm beyond my time.
Your time is up. Thank you.